Well, here we are. This is Hardly Minding My Business, and I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka Where the Hell Have You Been? Yeah, if you're new here, welcome. It has been a long time since I last did this, approximately 9-ish months, I'd say. And if you've been here before, thank you for returning. I feel like I just ghosted y'all, but if you've come back, I appreciate you very much. Please know that my intention was not to ghost. It was like I was hiding in plain sight because I do the other podcasts that I do, and we have a social media presence, a YouTube presence. So I'm sure some people were like, what's happening here? Like, why did this shift in this way? I'm not gonna get too much into like the twists and turns that life took last year. I will say that 2024 was a very challenging year, and even going into 2025, it was still challenging. My mental health was challenged. Um, I fear my physical health was challenged as well. So it's just been a lot. There's been a lot going on. What I will say is when I recorded the last episode I recorded back in April, I did not know that one of my loved ones would have ended up needing to have surgery, a major surgery, within a matter of 1 or 2 weeks from the time that I did that. So maybe I would have planned a little bit differently or planned a little bit better at that point. And then a lot happened after that for the remainder of the year. Like I said, going into 2025, it hasn't been a cakewalk either. But, you know, it's time to pivot. It's time to get back into the swing of things. I have a little stage fright because I haven't done this solo in so long. But, you know, I mean, we're going to treat it like it's like riding a bike. And I'm just going to get back in here and I'm going to talk my shit. I appreciate you if you have been here before and you've returned. Thank you, because it's been a long time. And if you have not been here before, but you're checking it out for the first time, I hope you'll come back and I hope you like what we have going on here. I'm not going to make this episode super long because I just feel like, again, I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. Recording a podcast, even after being gone for a couple of weeks, feels awkward. So imagine how I'm feeling right now. Almost a year, I have not recorded a solo pod. And you know, I'm trying to do my thing now. So please bear with me, but I'm gonna try to. I got my little planner here where I wrote out some things that I would like to discuss. And we just gonna chat. We're just gonna have a little chat, and then I'm gonna get up out of here and see y'all next week. But but yeah, a lot happens, and I needed to take care of myself and take care of my loved ones. I needed to take a step back and just breathe. It was a lot. It was a lot. And, you know, maybe we'll get into more on that at some point. But right now, I just kind of want to get into talking my shit. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, but thank you for being here and watching this. Just a refresher, I talk about everything from pop culture and current events to dating and relationships to anything under the sun, really. Entertainment. You know, we're gonna talk about a little bit about what I've been watching. I haven't really been watching a whole lot. I'm actually between shows, and I have shows that I watch when I'm between shows. Like when you're between seasons, we're in that weird period where, you know, the holidays happen, so like certain shows are on hiatus, or just haven't come back yet for the year. So, you know, yeah, that's what we're doing. But let's get into it. Let's start my petty or not, because, I mean, we got to, right? Don't we? Don't we? All right, my petty or not, this might be a little TikTok heavy, so if you don't like TikTok, I do. I do. TikTok is like my guilty pleasure. I don't know why it's guilty, honestly. Like, y'all doom scroll elsewhere, you know? I feel like TikTok, I can doom scroll on the things that I actually want to see, and that is why I use TikTok now. I'm not going to get into all the particulars of the ban and all of that. We're probably going to hit that this week on weeknights. So you can go over there and you can check that out. But what I will say is I used up every last drop before the ban. I made sure that I was on TikTok scrolling and looking at the videos that I wanted to look at until I couldn't anymore. It got to the point where it was just kind of like, I don't know, the app was just not working properly. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. Came out of the app about, I don't know, 11 o'clock that night. And when I went back in, I got the same message that everybody reposted. We don't need to discuss the message. Everybody has seen it. So it was a little disappointing, but the next morning, I mean, I'm one of those people who accidentally learned that it came back because I'm so used to going to the app just without thinking that it opens and I'm like, wait, here's a video. There's someone on my screen moving and doing things. And that's when I looked it up and realized that it had been lifted. So I appreciate that it's back. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people that watch clean talk videos. I'm not gonna tell you which ones, but just know, unless y'all want to know, let me know. Put it in the comments if you're interested. But I do like to watch people cleaning or doing cleaning adjacent things on TikTok, because clean talk is not just people cleaning like their homes. If you know, you know. But for some reason that gets me every time. It's like, I guess it's the ASMR of it all, but it's also like, it's satisfying, but also it makes you want to clean. And then I don't know, it's like the smell of the cleaning products. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. We can get into it another time if y'all want to, but for for right now, my petty or not though is something that I learned. I discovered. I don't know if I should say I discovered, but it's something that I learned on TikTok that I did not know. And I've never done this, for the record. I have not ever done anything like this to anyone. But I learned today on TikTok that if you are in the business of slashing someone's tires, you should only slash 3 because the insurance will still pay for it. This is why we need TikTok, because it's like there's a wealth of knowledge out there, right? Because I didn't know this. Maybe y'all did, but I didn't know this. First of all, I have never considered slashing someone's tires. That's just not that's just not me. Okay, so the petty part of this is, what the fuck are y'all doing? Why do y'all know this? What are y'all doing? You can't go around slashing people's tires. Yes, I'm judging you because you shouldn't be doing that. You want to get him back? No, that's not what I meant. Yeah, you want to get him back, and I don't mean like back in your arms. I mean, get him back like revenge. Don't do that. Don't do that. Go live your life. You know how irritating it is for people to see you living your life without them? Trust me when I say it is not worth it to slash somebody's tires. Don't do that. Don't destroy property. Don't destroy property, okay? And this is coming from, you know, the lady who had the situation with Ginger Ale Guy. But that was like a million years ago at this point, and he deserved it. The point here is that you shouldn't do that. Please don't do that. I'm judging you. You shouldn't do that. And like, why do I now know this? Now I have this information, and I don't know what I'm going to do with this information because, again, I'm not in the business of slashing people's tires. I just thought it was really fascinating, and I figured I should come here and share with the class. I don't know if that's what y'all do, and I'm not telling y'all to go do that. Let's be clear. I am not telling y'all to go do that. What I am saying is, please know what you're dealing with. If you go down that road, know what you're dealing with, because you don't want no problems. And really, you shouldn't go down that road. And that is why this is a petty or not, because I am judging the people who knew. I had to go in the comments and be like, what is this about? And so many people knew. And I was like, ooh, should y'all know this? I don't know. I'm concerned. Are y'all doing this? Has anyone done this? I mean, you don't have to put it in the comments, but maybe DM me and tell me the story, because I'd love to know the story. Anyway, that's my petty or not for this week. By the time you hear this, I am actually recording this on January 20th. By the time you hear this, there will be a 47th president in office. There's not a lot to say here about that. I'm convinced that we're living in a parody. We gotta be, because some of the nonsense, some of the nonsense, and some of the serious and scary realities of the day, just like, I want this to be a dream. I do. And I know it isn't. And again, I understand the seriousness. But y'all gotta, this is where we are. This is where we are, and I hope we're gonna be okay. What I will say, what I do want to address, though, is all of the people who talked about Michelle Obama not wanting to go to the inauguration. First of all, the 47th president of the United States did not go to the last one. He didn't go. And I want to read something. It's a video I saw on TikTok. I told you I'm probably going to say TikTok several times. But I saw this video on TikTok. It was really short, and it was by someone by the name of Kermit Ray Thomas. And he said there was nothing to the video. It was just him talking. And he said Barack Obama attending the inauguration and Jimmy Carter's funeral alone is an act of Black love that I only think Black people understand. Y'all know I like to go in the comments. I went in the comments and saw a bunch of white people trying to make sense of it, or trying to say that they understand. The post wasn't meant for you. No disrespect, but it just wasn't meant for you. What you heard should have been the cue that the post wasn't meant for you. It wasn't meant for you to get it. It wasn't meant for you to try to interpret it. It was meant for the people it was meant for. But the reason I bring this up is because I understand exactly what he's saying. A lot of people who don't even have any business talking about presidential politics have come out and said that this is disrespectful, that this is crazy, that Michelle Obama wouldn't attend. First of all, it's that lady's birthday weekend. Would you want to go to that? Your birthday weekend? Nah. But I understood what he was saying, because in my mind, I don't know what really happened. They're not really auntie and uncle. They some strangers we don't know. But in my mind, they had a conversation, and she was like, honestly, I'm tired of this shit. And I really don't want to deal with this. And maybe there was something, like maybe there was a pivotal moment that happened that really was the breaking point, where she was just like, I want to do this. The point of the matter is, he had a job to do. He is a previous president. It is protocol, as everyone's been saying, for him to attend. It is typically protocol for wives to attend, former first ladies to attend. I could totally see that man being like, babe, you good. You did your bit. You want to enjoy your birthday weekend? Go ahead. I'll take care of it. I got it. This is what this Kermit is talking about. Realizing that it's no longer about keeping up appearances, it's no longer about saving face and doing what you're supposed to do. They did what they were supposed to do for years. And to me, this sounds very much like, and feels very much like, I am going to protect my woman. I'm going to protect her peace. Let her do what she needs to do. We can divide and conquer. She don't really need to be there other than to entertain me. Just so we could be together. But I'm gonna take one for the team. I'm gonna go because it's the right thing for me to go. So I'm gonna go. I know him and other Bush and Clinton, I think, did not attend whatever luncheon was after the inauguration. They were like, "Fuck that, we're not RSVPing to that," which is totally fine. I again, the 47th president did not attend last time, so it's just like, why is everybody up in arms about this? She's not even a former president. I don't Leave that lady alone. Please. Leave her alone. And the reason I say that this is probably an act of protection, this is an act of love, is because he did wish her a happy birthday. I feel like he was sending out a message into the atmosphere. We don't have any problems over here. We're good. We're good. I'm just doing what I need to do so that she can do what she wants to do. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it's like that. Y'all never been in a situation where you ain't want to go to an event, but Bae was like, I'll go. You stay home. Same shit. Just on a different level. Anyway, I thought this was a cool thing he said. That this was a cool video. And I also felt like, leave that lady alone. And I stand by that. I don't think that she did anything wrong. I don't think that he needed to convince her. I think you got to know when to say when, and if this was it for her, then this was it for her. We don't really know what the real reason why is. They said she had some unknown conflict. But it could have been anything. Somebody said, oh, maybe she's just taking her braids out. And I felt that. Like, maybe I don't want to go because I'm taking my braids out. So, what difference is it going to make? We still going to be in hell tomorrow. So, I don't know. But speaking of acts of love, or love in general, I do want to talk about something that, I don't know, might be a little controversial, but I feel like we should discuss it. So, I've been noticing on the internet that there's a lot of black women who will shame black men for being with white women, specifically on some, I just see that you're with one, so I can't fuck with you. What is his name? Speedy Norman. I don't know a whole lot about this man, I'll be honest. But with the algorithms mixing it up the last few days, he's popped into my feed. I've seen videos of him before, so I'm aware of, who he is and what he does, but I don't really know a whole lot about him. Anyway, when he thought that the app was going away, he decided to, I guess, soft launch a girlfriend. And people saw her hands and assumed that she was a white woman. And a bunch of people were like, oh no, I'm not, I'm unfollowing you. What? Then I don't know if because I saw this video, I ended up on a side of the talk where people are, where another guy shows a video of him proposing to his girlfriend. And when people see the woman who to me is black, like I looked at her and I was like, oh, she's light skinned. Like I wasn't confused about whether she was black or not, but they saw, and I don't think he showed her face, but they saw her body, her silhouette or whatever. They could see her complexion. And a bunch of people in his comments, a bunch of black women were like, oh no, fuck this, I'm gone. I didn't even know you got down like that. They thought she was a white woman. It turned out that this woman was not white. He posted another video of after he proposed. This woman was not white. She was a black woman. I just want to say that I think we've lost our way, ladies. I think that, and again, this opinion is probably going to be unpopular. I think we've lost our way. The issue, at least for me, the issue is not people dating outside of their race. I don't have a problem with that. Let me be clear. Do people have preferences? Absolutely. Do I have preferences? Yes, indeed. Whatever your preferences are. I don't think the problem is a preference or the problem is that you do it at all. I think the problem is when you do it and then disparage black women in the process. For example, those men who say, oh no, I only date white women because black women are angry, or black women are this, or black women always have this, and they feed all of the stereotypes that have been put on black women, or, oh, I just don't like black women because X, Y, Z, so I date white women. I think that is when there's a problem. I think if you just love who you love and this is the person you got with and y'all are in a healthy, loving relationship, I don't got nothing to say about that. I also think it's weird when men seem ashamed of dating outside their race. As a black woman, if you know, you know. There are certain men who you encounter them and they look uncomfortable and feel weird and look ashamed that it's like you caught them doing something that they shouldn't have been doing. I never understand that, because if you're in love with somebody or if you want to be with somebody and you're dating them or whatever it is, you marry them, whatever it is, and be proud of the relationship you're in. You shouldn't be in something that you're ashamed of or that you don't feel good about. However, again, just be respectful. That's really all I require, is be respectful of black women. You don't have to hate black women in order to date outside of black women. You just do whatever it is you're doing. You just go live. And if that's where the path takes you, then that's where the path takes you. But I think we've lost our way. And not me, because I've never been like, I'm not going to talk to him, or I'm not going to follow him because I see he has a white girlfriend. The dating pool ain't that great, okay? There are already limited resources to go around. People are going to date outside their race. You shouldn't be offended by the fact that somebody is dating outside of their race. That's not the offensive part. So I felt a way reading some of these comments where it was just like, oh, I saw her and I'm unfollowing you. Oh, consider yourself blocked. And it's like, but what did he do? What did she do? And let me tell you, dude that was proposing was a black man. Okay? I don't think there was any confusion from what I could see on his page about whether he was proud to be a black man or not. I don't think that there was any question there. That can't be the hill that we're dying on. Correct me if I'm missing something. Like, tell me, talk to me in the comments and let me know. Like, is there something else that we should be considering here that I'm not considering? Because sure, but I feel like as long as you're not disrespecting us, as long as you're not using us and then throwing us away, as long as you're not, and you know what I mean, like people use black women often to curry favor, um, you know, for various reasons. I can understand that. What I can't understand is just on some, this is his girlfriend and that's it, and you saw her face. You don't even know what this person is like. You don't know. I also don't understand the men who get with white women who say negative shit about black women. No. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's just not gonna be, that's not gonna be a part of, no. No. So if that's the case, then fuck them. But this woman didn't open her mouth. These women didn't open their mouths, and it was just like, oh, okay, well, this is what I'm gonna do. And then you got the stupid ones who, who, when the follow up video came with more information, if you will, they were like, oh my gosh, because I almost unfollowed him because I thought that woman wasn't black. What if she wasn't? Like, what are y'all doing here? Because y'all lusting over these men and then get disappointed when you realize that they put a little milk in their coffee. And y'all know I'm very pro-black. I'm very pro-black woman. I am never going to change that. That is never going to be a thing. Okay, where I do not defend and protect black women. But this, we got, get off the internet then. Why don't you just not say anything? If you really feel that strongly about it, which I don't think you should, but if you really feel that strongly about it, unfollow that man and move on. But what are you doing and what message are you sending when you do this? It's weird. And, I didn't think that I was going to have to come on here and talk about, people behaving badly. But I just feel like that's not okay. I do have a question for y'all. I'm not going to answer this question yet, but I do want people to ponder this. So we know everything about Diddy at this point that has happened. He's supposed to be facing trial in a couple of months. We don't know if that will happen, especially under the new administration. But I did want to ask y'all, what's going on with Diddy's music? What we doing about his catalog? Because when the king of R&B, that guy, you know the one, when he went down in flames, or up in flames, up in flames, when his whole thing went, when his whole ship sunk, we as a collective decided that we were not listening to his music anymore. I know some people do. That's your prerogative. I'm not here to tell you what to do or not do. But I need to know, with Diddy, is this a different situation? Because there is a lot of, Diddy was at the helm of a lot of projects. So it's not just music he made as an artist, which I feel like the music he personally made as an artist is probably what we listen to the least. But I was just listening to 112 earlier, and that's what made me think about this. I was like, ooh. When I heard his voice, I said, what am I supposed to do here? Because that's a huge catalog of music. A huge catalog of music. What are we doing about that? What have we decided yet? Are we waiting to see how things play out? We already know what he did. We saw the video of him and Cassie. Y'all gotta tell me, what are we thinking here? Because it's a huge catalog. And again, it's not him as an artist. I don't even care about that. The Love album that came out, I don't want to listen to that. But what I do want to listen to is my 112, my Mace, and all of the other things. I need to know what y'all are thinking so that I could figure it out. or not so that I can figure it out, but I'm curious what people think about this because it is a different, it is a larger body of work than we previously had to deal with. It's also so far reaching. And I think a lot of times when people do this, it's to take money out of a person's pocket, right? You don't want them to make money off of the listens that you're giving them or whatever. But I kind of feel like, given the circumstances and the fact that a lot of, the artists that were under him just got their catalogs back when it's completely devalued at this point, or maybe not completely, but significantly devalued at this point, do we feel like then we should continue to listen to the music, not for him, but for them? I don't know. I was thinking about this and I'm just not really sure. But again, I'll admit, I was listening to 112 heavy a couple hours ago. I needed to hype myself up. This is gonna sound weird, but like, to hype myself up, I listen to R&B. I don't know why I don't listen to hip hop. Listen to hip hop when I'm getting ready, or hip hop, reggae, soca when I'm getting ready to go out. Definitely. When I'm putting on makeup or putting on my clothes or whatever I'm doing, a couple hours before I go out, I start with the turn up music. Even if I'm not going anywhere super, turn up style, right? But when I'm gearing up to do something, I tend to listen to R&B. So I was listening to a lot of R&B today, to just kind of get my mind, I don't know, it helps focus me, I guess. And I sing my heart out, and it also just kind of helps me escape a little bit. So focus and escape, those seem opposites, but roll with me on this. So I'm listening, and several 112 songs came on, and I was like, there's no way I could not listen to this. Y'all know I love R&B. What will we do? I don't know. I don't want to be in the position where I have to make that decision. I hate the fact that there are so many artists that we've had to kind of question what we should do or where we should be, or how we should think about them and what they have going on. And whether we should listen or not is just really frustrating. So I don't know. I don't know. But tell me your thoughts. Tell me if you feel like this should be a hard and fast no more. I just feel like if you're a millennial or a Gen Xer, it's going to be really, really hard because half of your music catalog is probably produced by Diddy. I always talk about the late 90s and Bad Boy and how huge that catalog was and how important to me it was because of how much I love music. And yeah, I don't know, it just makes me nervous, but I don't know. Perhaps we should talk about what I'm watching. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really watching a whole lot. I've been watching Chicago PD. It's old. It's like, I don't know. It's got to be like 10 seasons or 12 seasons or something like that. I don't know. I started watching that whole world and franchise a couple months ago, and that's kind of what I've been watching. I'm not really feeling reality these days. I actually got cursed out because recently because of some of the shows that I used to watch. I just haven't been watching it lately, and I have my show buddies that we talk about the shows, and I just haven't been watching any reality television shows lately, so that's kind of been off the list. I've been watching more dramas, and documentaries. I have not watched the Diddy doc. Have y'all watched the Diddy doc? I'm gonna watch it. The one on Peacock, I'm gonna watch that. I think there's a couple other ones that are coming out also. There's supposed to be a Netflix doc. I think that's the one that 50 Cent is involved in. I want to see that as well, although I feel like that one is going to be the biased one, so I really want to watch the Peacock doc. So maybe we can talk about that at some point. I haven't seen it yet. What else have I seen recently? Yeah, I just feel like there's not a lot to talk about right now. I'm really excited though for Watson with Morris Chestnut that's coming out soon. Y'all know how I feel about Morris Chestnut. Just give me more of Morris. Just so good. He's playing Watson like Watson from Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, hell yeah. I think there's some stuff coming that I'm not thinking of right now, but we will get back to that. Yeah. If there's something you think I should watch, let me know. I also watched Cross. I watched Cross like whenever it came out. I watched it like a week later. It was really, really good. If y'all haven't seen that with Aldous Hodge, Cross was great. Like Alex Cross, so good. So freaking good. So good. Watch that. Anyway. Yeah, so that's it. I'm a little rusty, guys. Okay? So bear with me. Please come back because next week is bound to be better. I just really needed to dust it off a little bit and get my feet wet. So yeah, I will be back next week. Thank you for tuning in, and we don't have a tweet of the week because at the top of the show we did the TikTok video, so that's like tweet of the week. So we're not gonna do another one. But follow me on YouTube. I have not decided yet if this is going to move forward as a video only podcast or if I'm still going to put the audio on all the DSPs. I think for now though, this one is going up on YouTube only until I make that decision later in the week. So please make sure you subscribe because that may be the home for Hardly at this point. Still trying to work out those kinks. But either way, come hell or high water, I will be back next week. Thank you for watching. Bye.